Hello again, YouTube. Just wanted to do another little short video, or a couple of short segments that I'll throw together to make a longer video of garden stuff and of our harvesting for the day. I wanted to show you our melon patch, or watermelon patch as it were. We've been picking some watermelons. We probably pick about one a week that we're eating. We gave a few away. My wife is actually at a church event right now, and she took some there so she can feed some to the homeless. But I wanted to show you a couple of the larger ones that we have, and this is one of them. I don't know if the camera really does it justice, but next to my foot, so that's got to be at least 20 to 22 inches long there. So that's a pretty big one. The last one we picked up from out here was a little bit smaller than that, and it weighed 33 pounds. And our other big boy is this one here, which we're waiting on. And this one's pushing probably closer to 24 inches long. And then we of course have some nice smaller ones and different styles as well. We have the darker green ones, and some other dark green ones. And we get some nice ones here. We probably have about 20 to 25 that are currently growing in here. But as long as the day does not rain, we'll be able to actually get through with some of the gardening that's necessary as well. But wanted to just kind of quickly show you a few things. A lot of melons growing here. A lot of melons. Got our eggplants going good. There's some more melons. We've got our bell peppers, you can see. Red, yellows, and greens. A lot of them on there. And then I got a couple more red ones on the end down there. And of course here we've got our Anaheims, and they are multiplying. We pick them and they start growing again. It's crazy but good. Jalapenos are going to be done today. Today I'm actually harvesting hot peppers. So I've got my ghost peppers over here and here, these two plants. Then I've got a small plant in the middle here of habaneros, and then I've got all of these dragon cayennes that I have to pick through. I did some from the other side already picking, and then I'm going to also pick some jalapenos. I'm probably going to be doing some more hot sauce today, or at least thinking about doing hot sauce today. We'll see how it actually turns out. But like I said, I've already gotten some stuff picked here. I've got ghost peppers picked. I've got some habaneros already picked, and then of course I started on the dragon cayenne peppers. What I do is I normally work down one side and reach everything that I can on the one side, and then I'll go to the other side of the row and work that side. It just makes more sense to me. That way I don't have to bend over the plant and possibly snap something off or miss something. Not like I'm going to miss too many, because these things are pretty brightly colored against the green, so it's easy to spot. I also don't snap them off. I actually do use some scissors so that it doesn't damage the plant, because you can see here we get a lot of them that are really close together, and if you just yank on them, it could actually break off some of the other ones that are near it, and we don't want to do that. Some of them also have been here a little bit longer than others, so they'll just fall off if you twist them, but most of them I got to cut off. Did want to show you something a little unusual that most people don't see. This is a greenhorn worm, and it just totally eats up on all of our tomato plants. This one I just found on our pepper plants, but as you can see, it looks a little weird. It's got all of these little white things on it, and what this is actually one that I should leave on the plants, because this one has been implanted with bee eggs. Yes, we have some weird bees that decide that this is a good place to lay their babies, and then the babies hatch and feed off of the worm and protect the plant in some way. I think it looks kind of gross and ugly, but my brother tells me that it's a healthy thing for the plant. I'm going to chuck it because, like I said, it just looks nasty. If the bees want to continue growing off of it, more power to them, but they can do it out in the yard. Hopefully I don't catch it with the lawnmower. But thought some of you might be interested in the circle of life. Alright, YouTube, as you can see, my basket is empty, and I have finished picking everything for the day. As you can see, got some wonderful crops for harvesting today. And this is just the peppers. We still have to do cucumbers and tomatoes and some squashes and things like that for later today. But I wanted to just pick these since it was early and warm. But for those of you who care, the counts are, this first row here are serrano peppers, and there's 42 of those. Next is habanero peppers, and there are 14 habaneros. Next to that is going to be these over here, which are going to be your lunch boxes. This is not a habanero, this is a lunch box. And there's roughly 8 of those. Had a branch that broke off, so I had to pull some of them off, even though they were kind of small. But these are really good and tasty. You can just eat them right off the vine, practically. And of course, my monsters, the ghost peppers. I have 34 ghost peppers. And then, as you can see here, we've got a lot of jalapenos that were picked today. And the total count of jalapenos is 159, which include these 4 ones that have already changed to red, which is really nice. And I know some people say, you know, you pick them at certain sizes and they're better and worse, and some people say they can't grow them really big. Well, I mean, I can grow, I mean, some really big jalapenos. I mean, we do have some really large ones. As you can see, it's bigger than my thumb around, and I got big old fat pudgy fingers. But yeah, these are pretty good size for a lot of them in here. The longer you leave them on the vine, the longer they're gonna grow. And like I said, some, depending on how much sun they get, they start getting these splitting wrinkles, or they'll turn from red to or from green to black, and then from black they'll even go into a red, which is really cool. And the taste is even a little bit different, some people say. Next to that is going to be our bell peppers. Total bell peppers today that we brought in. I didn't pick any green ones yet, but I got 7 bell peppers. And sometimes we have to bring them in because they start getting a little bit of the mold on them, or bugs start to eat them, so I yank them off before that starts to happen normally. But forgot to do the peppers yesterday as much because we were canning. Then we've got my dragon cayennes, which is probably the largest amount wise, with 215. So there's 5 rows of 40, and then there's 15 along the sink edge here. These I picked today because I wanted to make some more of the cayenne hot sauce. So I'm going to be making more hot sauce with those and with the jalapenos. The ghost peppers are just going to be washed off, and they're going to be freezed in a bag with the rest of them that I have in there until I decide what I want to do with those. I've made ghost pepper hot sauce already, and I've made enough that I don't need to make anymore because this stuff is pretty hot. The habaneros, I may put some of these in the pickling peppers that we're going to be canning. So maybe I'll put one of these in the jar and maybe one ghost pepper in the jar with some habaneros and some serranos, and then we're going to be pickling a few jars, mostly just to give away. We don't eat pickled peppers, but it looks pretty, and then my family does eat them. So that's the haul for today. Hope you enjoy. Oh, hello again, YouTube, and this is the final update from the day that started off in the garden, and we're finishing it up with canning of everything that I picked. That way we don't have stuff just sitting around. What I ended up doing was I've got 6 quarts of pickled peppers, mixed pickled peppers. There is serrano, jalapeno, there's 2 habaneros and 1 ghost pepper in there, mixed with maybe 2 dragon cayenne little skinny peppers, and we diced up or chopped up some carrots in there to add a little bit of color, and just a standard vinegar brine mixed with those. We slit all of the peppers and stuck them in there, and then poured the brine in, and then got all the air bubbles out, hopefully so that it all would suck in nice, and then topped them back off, capped them, and canned them, and they all seem to be looking good so far. We have to wait till tomorrow to see if they actually seal. And then I made 1 pint that is I just chopped up what was left of all of the different peppers. So I've got ghost pepper, habaneros, serranos, jalapenos, and I think there's like maybe one dragon cayenne in there as well. And just so that's like little slices. The rest of them are all whole peppers together. And then I made more hot sauce. I've got 2 of the dragon cayenne pepper hot sauce ones here. And with these, I did not take the seeds out of the peppers first. So I processed them, blended them, and then filtered everything out. And when I filtered them, the seeds came out, but not when cooking them. So this batch should be a little bit hotter than the original batch that we did. And these 2 jars will fill up 6 of the little 5-ounce hot sauce bottles when we give them away. So that'll be good. And then we did more of the jalapeno hot sauce that we really love more than in any of the other ones. Not because we're not really into the super hot. But we made 4 pints and 1 quart of these, plus we made a little bit of extra for a couple little sample size ones. We're going to let some family and friends try and see if they like that. But these just came out of the water bath, so they have to cool down and make sure that they properly seal. But that is how we spent our Saturday. Talk to you later.